Hey everyone, I'm Jessica Putnam-Phillips from ClayShare, and I have a quick little video for you. You know, when you first get your kiln and you are loading it for the very first time, you might wonder, what do you do with that bottom kiln shelf? Like, how do you put it in? Well, I'm going to show you right now. So come along and find out what you do with that bottom kiln shelf. All right, here we are looking down at my new little test kiln. Now this is for any kiln, not just the test kiln, any kiln out there at all. So I'm opening my kiln up and you can see down inside, this is the brand new kiln. It actually still even has the tape on it. Look, I haven't even taken this off for keeping the elements from rattling during shipping. Look at that, I didn't even do this. So take this off. I told you it was a new kiln. Take your tape off. You can see the hole we drilled in the bottom that I drilled for the kiln vent, and you might have seen that video. Get the rest of this tape off. So when we're loading a kiln, and it doesn't matter what size kiln you're firing, you never want to actually put your pottery on the bottom of the kiln, never on the floor of the kiln. You always want to have a kiln shelf in here. So for this kiln, you wait till you see the shelves. You're not going to be able to stand it. Look at that. That's the cutest, tiniest, it's so cute. So you want a kiln shelf, but you can't do this. You cannot just lay your kiln shelf in like that, because there's a couple things wrong with that, right? You're blocking your hole for your vent, so you won't have your vent working, and there's no airflow, so you don't want to do that. And the reason we don't put our pots directly on the floor is because you don't want glaze sticking to this, and also you don't get airflow, so you need that airflow to get a more even firing. So what are we going to do? Well, I have got some kiln posts. These are little 1/2-inch kiln posts. I've kiln washed both sides, and you're just going to put them in 1, 2, 3. Space them out evenly, right? So now we're going to have airflow under there. We're going to put our little baby shelf in. Oh my gosh, that shelf's too tiny. I can't even. It's so cute. And there you have it. And so now we have some flow. And then your next shelf, you know, you can just stack it up. Now this shelf's a little tiny. I could go bigger. You can see I've got some room. So if I wanted to do a slightly larger kiln shelf, I could do a slightly larger kiln shelf in the bottom for this kiln. But as you can see, this will work great and has good airflow, and it does not matter what size kiln you're using. You're going to do the same exact thing. You're going to put some kiln posts in the bottom and then put your shelf down. This shelf will always be on the bottom. You will never fire your kiln, never fire it without this shelf in the bottom. All right, so that's it. Really simple, right? Just make sure whatever kiln you're using, you always want a kiln shelf in the bottom, kiln shelf first, and you have posts under that kiln shelf so that air can flow. That's all. So whether you're using a little kiln like this doll kiln or using a larger kiln like my E23T that I have right there, doesn't matter. You still want to use a post, 3 posts, right? And then your shelf on top to give you your airflow. Even if you do not have a kiln vent, you still want to do that with your shelves. You always want your shelf up off the floor, and you always want space underneath it. All right, everyone, thanks for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time in the studio.